What's up, everybody? Welcome to Why We Love Horror and welcome to Primetime's Horror Headlines for the week of September 24th, 2024. I am John Marr. That is the Hitman Hunter Chambliss. Hunter, how you doing this evening?
I am doing fantastic. We have, I believe, 7 topics for tonight. So it's a big week in horror, man. We've been getting a lot of trailers and a lot of news. And yeah, we have one trailer tonight. So I am super excited to get into it.
A lot of movies dropping this week, too. I've been in theaters nonstop. Finally saw The Substance not too long ago. Actually, not
how's that one?
Wild. Like, easily the wildest movie. Like, it might be the best movie, but it's definitely the wildest movie I've seen all year. Like, I was watching.
Just wait till Terrifier 3.
I don't know. Honestly, Damien Leone better have watched The Substance so he knows the bar he has to set, because it's crazy. Like, I was watching The Substance and I was like, yo, how did this get past the censors? How is this rated R? Like, I had no idea how this movie got rated R. It's like NC-17 or whatever rating would be beyond NC-17. Like, that's how crazy this movie is.
I need to watch that one.
Yeah, go see The Substance like yesterday. That thing is berserk. Like, it's just like I'm sitting there in my seat watching The Substance. I'm like, we passed R like a half hour ago. like there's no way. It's just every second of the movie. Have you seen Society?
Yes.
Like, it's got like that vibe to it, but it makes Society look like an episode of Bluey. It's crazy.
Oh no.
Yeah. But anyway, enough about The Substance. What's our first headline for the night?
All right, our first topic again comes from bloodydisgusting.com. Big news, Freddie Prinze Jr. officially joins the I Know What You Did Last Summer Legacy sequel. After several months of rumors, Freddie Prinze Jr. has officially been confirmed to star in Jennifer Catlin Robinson's I Know What You Did Last Summer, a legacy sequel to the iconic 1997 slasher movie that will feature fresh faces alongside legacy characters. Deadline first reported the news this afternoon. The outlet exclusively notes that Prinze Jr. will reprise the role of Ray Bronson from the original 1997 movie and its 1998 sequel. According to the site, Jennifer Love Hewitt is in active negotiations to return as well. The slasher franchise will return to theaters on July 18th, 2025. So, John, thoughts on Freddie Prinze Jr. Officially signing to the Legacy sequel?
Well, I mean, cool that I Know What You Did Last Summer is getting a Legacy sequel. Nothing's really wrong with the first 2 movies. The third movie
is an abomination.
We could forget that exists. Yeah, I mean, like, this is not an unheard of thing. Obviously, Scream had a ton of success, and obviously they wouldn't do this if the Scream Legacy sequels didn't have a ton of success. So, if you're going to copy that formula, you need at least Freddie Prinze Jr., if not Jennifer Love Hewitt, Brandy, whoever you can grab. Grab them all. Get whoever you can get.
Brandy would be awesome to come back, especially after The Front Room.
Yeah. I support this. I support this idea.
Yeah, I do too. Correct me if I'm wrong. This one was also written by Kevin Williamson as well, right?
Correct.
The original?
Yeah.
I wonder if he's going to have something to do with this one alongside his directing work on Scream 7. I'm not saying he's going to write it, but I wonder if he's going to be like maybe a producer for it, or at least producer credit as well for it.
Maybe. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously, it's not coming out until 2025. If they're still negotiating with the principals, like, obviously they have not started filming yet. Like, who knows if there's a script? Like, who knows if any of the other like major technical people have been attached to the movie yet? So I'm going to reserve judgment until it starts fleshing out, because we're not even done with 2024, and there's a long time before 2025 is over.
Oh yeah. So the director, I don't know if you've ever heard of her. She did a movie on Netflix, I think either last year or 2 years ago, called Do Revenge.
I've heard of Do Revenge, but I haven't seen it.
So it's a very interesting movie. It is kind of a dark comedy, like kind of horror-ish, about, these high schoolers who like go and do each other's like vengeance, pretty much. Like, someone wrongs them and then they go and try to top them. It's a really interesting movie. It's got Sarah Michelle Gellar in it, so of course she's working with both members of that family now, which is very interesting. But I'm all for a legacy sequel of this franchise because the third one is awful. No one needs to watch that one at all. The first two I actually think are really good. I think the first one is probably my second or third favorite, like of that Scream-ish, slashers.
The revival, the slasher, the late 90s slasher revival, yes.
Yep, there we go. So I'm super excited to see like what story can they tell with this, because from the second one, the fisherman is dead. So how are they going to bring him back again? Especially if they're tying it into the first one.
Well, as we've seen with the Scream Legacy sequels, like you don't necessarily need to have a direct tie-in. It could just inspire a new generation of people. Obviously,
yeah, but the Scream has the great thing of like it could be a different killer in every episode or in every movie.
All we need is somebody to dress up as a fisherman. It's not like it's a.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But I mean, the great thing about the original one is that the fisherman was a character we saw, right. And it's like his spirit like coming forward. So it is tied to a certain person, whereas Ghostface is an entity that can be anybody just behind the mask. So I think that's kind of the difference is that in the original one, it's a guy that we know of, and then he's coming back for revenge. So, like, if he's dead in the second one, how are you going to follow up?
What I would do is you have to borrow from Scream. It's like somebody is just like really understands that these people did get away with murder. They did do a hit and run, and they're just like, it's kind of just like they want justice from an objective standpoint. So they take up the mantle of the fisherman to do that. That seems that's how it's written. That's how you do it, Hollywood.
There you go. So yeah, I'm super excited to see what they do. You ready to move on to the second topic?
Yeah. What's our second topic for the evening?
All right, from Blade Disgusting, the most disgusting, gory, vile thing I've ever seen. First, Terrifier 3 reactions out of Fantastic Fest. Damien Leone's Terrifier 3 had its world premiere at Fantastic Fest last night, leaving viewers in shock and awe. The first reactions promised sickening gore, lewd lard, and the performance by David Howard Thorne and Lauren Rivera praised Damien Leone's direction and teases Art the Clown's expanded lore. So here are some of the reviews. Phil Noble Jr., Terrifier 3 just might be the goriest movie to ever grace a multiplex screen. David Howard Thorne is having a blast. Funniest he's ever been as Art. Lauren Rivera put through the ringer, probably the most physically put upon final girl since Marilyn Burns.
Damn. All right. That's I mean, not that Marilyn Burns went through a ton. It just at the time of the 70s, she was put through a lot. But I would put anything Lauren Rivera went through in the last movie or this movie. Marilyn Burns is a bad example. But like I said already, Terrifier 3, like obviously we have high hopes for Terrifier 3 after Terrifier 2. You know he's going to try to top himself, but you're not trying to top Terrifier 2 now. You're trying to top the substance. I mean, that's what you're trying to top because the substance is berserk, and like that's the bar right now. So I'm excited to see if Terrifier 3 can get on that level.
So I do have two more reviews I want to bring up. Cobb at Fantastic Fest said Terrifier 3 blew the damn roof off. Gonzo slasher horror cranked up to 11, bursting with some of the most fantastical, diabolical kills ever put to screen. Holy shit. Shower scene will go down in history. We have a new contender for best horror movie of the year. And then this one is hilarious. Terrifier 3. Well, holy fuck. Damien Leone just painted his 16th chapel on the screen with blood and guts. Lauren Rivera slays. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, and it is a Christmas movie that's coming out in a few weeks. So like I said last week, I'm like, they are definitely probably expecting to carry this. It gives them a gimmick to leave it in theaters. And I can see people like watching it in early October and then liking it and then going back and watching it again for Christmas. So that might be smart marketing. So we'll see what theaters do with it. Hopefully it gets enough of a jump opening weekend that they do something like that.
So a lot of people out of Fantastic Fest this weekend brought up that the bathroom, the shower scene in the bathroom, is the goriest kill of the year. I wonder how it'll stack up to the bedroom scene from Terrifier 2.
Well,
I
in
wonder if they top themselves.
the trailer, I noticed that in the shower scene, there's 2 people in that shower. So 2 bodies to work with.
Yes. 2 bodies, double the mayhem.
Yeah.
I love that, like, because we talked about last week how like Art the Clown is becoming this, this modern day horror icon. Like they created something out of pretty much with no budget, and now they've created this icon. But I love that they're still sticking to their roots of, oh no, this is going to be a gory movie with some of the, great practical effects, the great, set designs and things like that. But unlike the first one, the first Terrifier movie, I love that they've expanded on this lore and gave us some more behind what Art the Clown is and what this entity could be. Because from the trailer, we know that Lauren Rivera's character is going back to the Terrifier. What is that? Is that an entity that Art is connected with, or like, what
I think didn't we see what the Terrifier is in Terrifier 2? Like that's like the carnival.
I think we heard about it, but I think this is the first time we've seen like the actual representation of a Terrifier, because in the trailer when she says that, you see a dude hammering something
like the
down.
blacksmith guy with the file down teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
So
it's definitely some kind of dark carnival thing, definitely.
Oh yeah. So I love that this is kind of expanding this lore out that could be very expansive.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to move on to our next topic?
Yeah, what do we got next?
All right, this is very interesting. Another Terrifier update. Terrifier 4. Damien Leone says he's definitely plans on bringing Art the Clown back for more. One of the most popular new horror icons of the modern era, Art the Clown returned to the big screen on October 11th in Bloody Disgusting, Cineverse and director Damien Leone's Terrifier 3, which just had its world premiere at Fantastic Fest. During the Fantastic Fest Q&A last night, Damien Leone told the audience that he definitely intends on making a 4th Terrifier movie. Leone assured, yes, there will be a Terrifier in 4. This isn't an official announcement of Terrifier 4, to be clear, but we figured fans of the franchise would be excited to hear that Leone definitely plans on making another installment. So, John, thoughts on the possibility of a Terrifier 4?
I'm for it. I am for as many Terrifiers as they want to make, as long as it, like, again, it's on a trajectory that is going to be hard to continually top, but as long as I buy Damien Leone's confidence, then I'm okay with it. Like when he's just like, when I feel his passion's out of the project, I know it's going to be time to call it quits. But it seems like he's still hyped for 4, so I'm hyped for 4.
Yeah. This is the one where it's like, how much more can they do before they're not allowed to be shown in theaters, like, ever again?
I don't know. They could just point to the substance, like, you let them do that.
That's fair. But the more Art the Clown we get, the more excited I'm going to be, because, again, I'm someone who I did not like Terrifier 1. I just thought it was gore for gore's sake. Not really a story. The acting was bad, blah, blah, blah. The second one really turned me around on this franchise because it gave us a story. It gave us a final girl. It gave us this, expansive lore that we just talked about of like, all right, now I'm interested. If Terrifier 3 does that, it gets me more excited. Then, of course, I want to know more about, who is Art? What's going on? Bring back Lauren Rivera if she doesn't die in 3, of course. Just continue this franchise. Huh?
Nah, she ain't going to die.
She ain't gonna die.
No.
I'm pretty sure the brother's gonna die. I can see him doing that.
I don't even think they're gonna kill him. But I wouldn't
Really?
be shocked if they do. But I got a feeling they both survive. I just have a feeling.
What do you think the theme of Terrifier 4 is going to be? Because this one was Christmas. What's 4 going to be?
4, I think, if they're planning on only doing 4, let's say 4 is the last movie, then I think it'll be totally surrounding the Terrifier, and like it'll be like in the Hellraiser movies, like when they go to hell, like that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I can see that.
So one more thing I want to add to this topic, and it kind of has to do with Terrifier, since we're on this topic anyway. There has been kind of a pushback or controversy on the Terrifier franchise, saying that it is what is it? It's misogynistic, and that blah blah blah, like all of this stuff that starts coming out. Which I want to know your thoughts about that at first, because like I definitely disagree with it being misogynistic.
I think the slasher franchise objectively is misogynistic, right? It's born out of misogynism. So it's the misogyny. So you know that there's always going to be a tie to it. Is the Terrifier franchise, outside of that one scene in Terrifier 1 when he takes the time to rip the girl's panties off before slashing her in half, that scene is misogynistic. Everything else, like Terrifier 2, no, not really. The only thing is just that it's latently misogynist, because it's of the slasher genre, and it doesn't do anything to like turn that part of the genre on its head. So I'd say philosophically, you can't really escape it. But is it like out there like Slumber Party Massacre or something like that? No, it is not like that. You know what I mean?
So the only thing I would kind of disagree on, like maybe slashers did start off in a way that is misogynistic, but I feel like once we got to something like Halloween, and we got Laurie Strode, and then we had Alien, Alien, if you want to count that as a kind of a sci-fi slasher, Ellen Ripley, I feel like the final girl kind of pushes back on the misogynistic aspects of it.
People would disagree with you, because let's look at Halloween, and I'll give you the pop psychology, right? All of her friends that are sexually active in Halloween get killed. She is not sexually active. She survives. And it's only when, and of course the killer, Michael Myers, has a large butcher knife, which psychoanalysts would tell you represents the
penis.
The penis. So it's only when Laurie Strode grabs the penis of the killer that she becomes empowered to fight back. That is what every psychoanalyst will tell you about a slasher movie, and that trope went all the way through the 80s. So if we're going to break it down psychologically, Halloween's a horrible example.
To be fair, though, coming from John Carpenter himself, it's not that the friends had sex and their sex active that kills them. It's the fact that they did not see Michael Myers behind them. They weren't focused on their surroundings that killed them.
Right. Yeah, that's correct. But you're not going to escape like the deep analysis of the genre being overlaid over. Yeah, I don't think John Carpenter was necessarily sitting there like, how am I going to incorporate Freudian themes into Halloween? I do not think for 1 second John Carpenter thought that. But that's not going to stop people who are like breaking down these movies from putting that paradigm over the movie. So that's the problem.
Yeah. So again, with the Terrifier 1, I disagree. I mean, in Terrifier 1, maybe you can make an argument that like it could be, because as you said, cutting off the panties and then sawing her in half could be. The second one, though, I completely disagree with.
The second one, there's no real like horrible like misogynistic thing happening in the movie. In fact, it does kind of course correct, because there's the one scene I think where the guy's out urinating and he cuts his penis off. So yeah. But then it looks like an obvious course correction, doesn't it? So isn't it misogynist? Isn't it misogynist to go out of your way to make yourself not look misogynist? That's what they would say.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people look too much into the horror genre, where it's like, there are moments where you can and you should talk about it, but something like Terrifier and Terrifier 2 especially, like they made Lauren Lavera's character such a badass that like I don't see how you could mistaken Terrifier 2 as being misogynistic at all.
Here's what I would say about misogyny and horror. If you're concerned about misogyny and horror, go watch The Substance. It will cure you. It will cure you of all that stuff because it goes so far, it leans so hard into it that you're like, this is just parody. So The Substance is here as a palate cleanser to solve this problem once and for all.
All right, so let's move on to our next topic. You ready?
Yep.
All right, Samara Weaving confirms she is very likely to return for the Ready or Not sequel.
All right.
A sequel to the Radio Silence hit Ready or Not is in the works with Adam Robitel. Is that how you say his name?
Adam Robitel of the Escape Room franchise.
Yep. The Taking of Deborah Logan, Insidious Last Key Escape Room, and Escape Room 2 is in talks to direct Ready or Not 2, but will Samara Weaving be returning to star in the upcoming sequel? According to Weaving, she's all in. Weaving told Comic Movie This Week, "I'm all in. I think we're all in. I don't know." Whoa, hold on. I don't know if we've had our blood handshake, but pretty much we've done the spit handshake, but we haven't cut each other's hand and rubbed our blood together. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm a little concerned about this. I mean, if Samara Weaving's there, I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it anyway. I am concerned about the shifting away from Radio Silence, just because they have a real unique style, especially with that kind of horror comedy, like we saw in Ready or Not, we saw in Abigail. It's kind of like that really, really exaggerated splatter kind of horror comedy. And Adam Robitel doesn't have that pedigree. He's not a bad director by any sense of the imagination, but he definitely doesn't have the same vision as the Radio Silence guys.
Yeah,
are they producing? I imagine they're producing.
I'm pretty sure they're producing. I don't know who's writing the script, but I'm pretty sure one of them is writing the script.
Okay. I'll reserve judgment, but I do know, like, as far as like effects go, Adam Robitel is not. He's not known for that style of visual effects. Put it that way.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what they can do with Ready or Not 2. I mean, they kind of left the first one open to do a sequel, so I feel like you could do one if you wanted to. But again, I'm in the same situation I was with Smile 2, where I'm like, where can you go with this? And until I see a trailer, like the trailer for Smile 2 got me on board for it because I saw what they were going for.
By the way, the Smile 2 trailer has reached Speak No Evil saturation. It is before every movie. It doesn't matter what kind of movie you're going to see. You're going to see you could be going to see an animated Disney movie. They're putting the Smile 2 trailer before it. It's before every movie.
Score them kids.
Yeah, it's before every movie. It is Speak No Evil level of like, that's enough. Smile 2 trailer, that's enough.
I am very glad that I haven't watched the second Speak No Evil trailer because that one apparently ruins the entire movie for people.
Oh yeah, when I saw the second Speak No Evil trailer, I was like, well, they're fighting back. Yeah, they're definitely fighting back this time.
All right, so yeah, I'm very excited to see what they do. You ready to move on for our second to last topic?
Yes, I am.
All right, we have a new horror movie coming from Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan called Sinners. We had an official trailer released yesterday. Ryan Coogler from Black Panther and Creed. Mysterious horror movie Sinners is on the way early next year from Warner Brothers, and the studio has unleashed the official trailer today. Michael B. Jordan stars in dual roles. Sink your teeth into the official trailer for Sinners below, which Warner Brothers describes as a new version of Fear from Ryan Coogler. So, thoughts on the trailer for Sinners?
Yeah, I watched the trailer earlier. Interesting, like an interesting period piece. Like it looks like a Western, but it's obviously kind of like early 20th century, like when we're just getting out of the Western, kind of into like the gangster boardwalk era kind of empire. It's right in that time period. And of course, Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. So we're telling stories of characters of color. But it's a similar kind of like fuck around and find out with supernatural stuff, but it is with this population, which aside from some very, very targeted, like low budget movies I know of, has not been done on this scale. So I'm very interested to see this.
Yeah, I'm very excited too. I'm pretty sure what I was reading before this trailer came out, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a vampire movie.
Yeah, they're not in the trailer. It's not very clear what they're up against. I can see vampires now that you mention it. I thought it was just like some kind of like possession demon movie, but if it's vampires, I'm all for that. And I saw Michael B. Jordan shooting a Tommy gun in the trailer, so like hell, let's go.
Hi, Carrie. I am
Yeah.
very excited for Sinners as well. The only reason why I say I'm pretty sure it's vampires is because I remember us doing a topic about a Ryan Coogler vampire movie, and I'm pretty sure this is it.
All right. Oh well, yeah, it's not explicit in the trailer, which is probably good. If it's the first trailer, then it's fine. And you know what? Let me
Sorry.
word of advice. Word of advice. If Hunter's right, good, he's right. Do not release a second trailer where all of a sudden it's like the Lost Boys with Michael B. Jordan.
No,
just don't do
please
that.
don't.
Leave this trailer as it is. Let this be your trailer. Stop it with your double trailers. Have a trailer and stick to it because they give you
Stop ruining everything.
Yeah, they give you one good teaser trailer and it piques your interest. Then they just backload a second trailer and they give away all the plot points, and every movie's doing it. Like, just let people go to your movies.
Yeah, so again, if I did spoil this for people, I'm sorry. Maybe I just read it on my own and it's projecting out, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a vampire type story. So I don't know if it's the town is vampires or if it's maybe someone else is a vampire and they're trying to fight back against it. I don't know what type it is, but I know it's a Ryan Coogler supernatural-esque horror movie.
Let's say it's supernatural. That I agree. It's definitely supernatural.
Yeah, the trailer looks really good too. Like, it's given me this kind of, as you said, this kind of dreary, like, dreamlike trailer where it's like, okay, what is going on? And I really like when trailers do that.
Yeah, the early 20th century is a good time period. So we'll see what happens.
And by the way, Ryan Coogler working with Michael B. Jordan always hits.
I agree with that.
They have always hit. So I'm super excited, especially now that they're going into the horror genre. That gets me very more excited.
All right. What's the last topic we got today?
So sorry, this is actually our second to last topic. We have one more after this, so I apologize.
Okay. What is our sixth topic then, I guess?
Courtney Cox hasn't officially signed on for Scream 7, according to Bloody Disgusting.
She will. Next topic. No, go ahead, Henry. I'm sorry.
We know for certain that the upcoming Scream 7 will center on the return of Neve Campbell as Cindy Prescott. But will Courtney Cox also be returning to the franchise? Last we heard back in March, Cox was in talks to join the cast of Scream 7, but the actress revealed in a new update this week that she hasn't officially signed on at the time. I'm not officially signed on, she tells Variety. I'm not, but there will be a Scream 7. Courtney Cox adds that in the same chat, they're rewriting it all the time, suggesting that her character's involvement is unclear and up in the air at the moment. So stay tuned for more. So
unless they're doing the whole thing, like I said, where like obviously, Neve Campbell wasn't in Scream 6, so they just kind of take Scream 7 as like an opportunity to say what was happening to Sydney during the events of Scream 6, where her and Patrick Dempsey have their own story. Mm-hmm. I'm down with that, and then just have Scream 8, bring everybody back for Scream 8.
That could be, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a new story centering on maybe a Ghostface killer in wherever Sydney's located.
Right.
So that's my theory, and I'm not someone who believes Stu is coming back, but with Kevin Williamson involved with the writing and directing, I know how much he wanted to get Matthew Lillard back as Stu. They could go that route and have Stu, the Cult of Stu, like take place in multiple states, like maybe one in New York, one in Woodsboro, and one wherever Sydney is, and then in 8 you do the big reveal where it's all 3 of these locations are tied into Stu pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, remains to be seen. I'm happy to see whatever happens.
Mm-hmm. While we're on the topic of Scream news, I don't know if this is officially or not because it wasn't on Bloody Disgusting, but your thoughts on it as well. there is a rumor going around that there is going to be a spin-off of the Scream franchise following Kirby Reed. Thoughts on that?
Doing what? Like,
So,
I get cool. That's fine. She's a cool character. I'm not sure how they left it. Like, I mean, obviously she was at one point a federal agent, and I don't know if the play Bailey makes at the end of Scream 6, where he's like talking about her, is true or not.
it's not.
Yeah, it's not, right? So she is an FBI agent. So if it's just gonna be some kind of like Silence of the Lambs thing where she's like an FBI profiler hunting serial killers, I'm not gonna not watch it.
I have this theory, and I don't know if they're going to do it. I would do it to where it follows right after Scream 4. And it shows her getting into the FBI and then tracking down these Ghostface killers. Because in Scream 6, you have her say, I know a thing about Ghostface killers. I've studied these cases. So show her actually studying these cases and then have it be a prequel where the end of the movie leads her to returning in Scream 6.
Right. Okay. I think when you do something like that, you do kind of like ruin the suspense of the movie because, you know, she's a final girl that has to survive because the end of the movie takes place before a movie we've seen her in.
Yeah.
But that's my only negative to that.
Yeah, I see that as well. So again, it's not on the website, but there's a lot of people talking about the idea of a Kirby spinoff. So I wanted to bring this up as well, since we're on the Scream 7 topic as well. All right, so let's move on to our last topic. You ready?
I am ready.
All right. This one is for John because I don't know if you like these movies or not, but you've done reviews on them. Wolf Creek Legacy.
I think, yeah, first of all, Mick is a fantastic character. He's the only good thing about Wolf Creek. Go ahead.
John Jarrett says the third movie returns to the original movie's tone. After 2 movies and 2 seasons of a TV series, I didn't know they had a TV show. Outback murderer Mick Taylor will return in Wolf Creek Legacy. Recently announced as both the third installment and something of a reboot of the Craig McLean's horror franchise, but have no fear, John Jarrett is back as Mick Taylor. What can we expect from Wolf Creek Legacy? Speaking with Dave Claret Bennett from his YouTube channel, this week John Jarrett teased a tone more in line with the original Wolf Creek. It's dark and creepy again. It's more like the first one. So, thoughts on Wolf Creek Legacy returning to its original tone?
I like the concept of like a Wolf Creek movie where like they're, you know, Australians are just kind of like leaning into the fact like, yeah, we have this gigantic.
I will.
We have this gigantic expanse of land in our country. Yeah, people go missing there all the time. We don't care. Like, it's like it's so big. Like we don't have the manpower to police the outback. So at your own risk, go out there. And then it makes sense that, yeah, a lot of people go missing. Why not put a serial killer in there? Nobody's looking for the people that go missing. Have a serial killer there. It's such a great concept. And John Jarrett is great as Mick. Everything else about those movies needs to be amped up a bit. But he is the entire franchise. Like he should be talked about as a horror icon, to be honest as well. It just not a lot of attention was put on Wolf Creek. But yeah, Mick Taylor, fantastic killer. What do you think, Hunter?
So I have not seen the Wolf Creek movies. So I don't really have a lot to say about this. I do know of Mick Taylor, and I know that a lot of horror fans do love him as a slasher. So I'm excited for them. I will say this: there has not been one horror movie with the tagline Legacy that has been good. So
you're probably right.
That gets me super worried.
Yeah, I think it should just be Wolf Creek 3. Just Wolf Creek 3. Done.
Yeah.
Over with.
So, I mean, I can't really add a lot to it. I'm definitely going to check out the Wolf Creek movies just because I keep hearing that they're not great movies, but they're good slashers.
First one's, you know, good enough that you'll like it. The second one is like fine. It's fine, but John Jarrett's into this mix, so he's funny. It's not supposed to be funny because he's just like a horrific, like misogynist, racist, like piece of shit. But it's funny.
Wow. I don't know what to do with that actually.
I mean, you'll see. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. He hates everyone that isn't him.
All right. That's all the news topics, guys.
Yeah, I don't got anything really going on in the chat over here. Thank everybody who's watching over on YouTube or Facebook. Thank you for tuning in. Hunter, where can people find you if they want to see more?
Check out Welcome to Prime Time, where right here we're live. We do this every Tuesday. We have the podcast coming out. We have brackets. We have just a lot of stuff on the channel that we are putting out. Sinister's Horror Stash is coming back with a Jaws episode very soon, so I can't wait to do that. And for the Sinister's Horror Stash, we are doing Terrifier 1 and Terrifier 2 leading up to Terrifier 3, so check that out as well.
Yeah, and of course, Why We Love Horror. You're watching it there. You're watching it on Facebook. You're watching it on X. You're watching it on TikTok. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. Vote for me in the Face of Horror competition. It's been below me the entire time. Channel, we got Monday, we got Versus. Tuesday, you're watching this. We're doing special editions on Wednesday. Why We Love Horror on Thursday. We're covering the substance. Everyone should be covering the substance. And this Friday on the Why We Love Horror trivia, it's the singles championship match. So tune in for that. But Hunter, hit him with that outro, and we'll see him next week.
All right, guys. Remember, stay scared.